I'm Jimmy. I am the host of the show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us here at our home in beautiful Hollywood, California for what is our final show of the year. And this has been a strange year. It's been a hard year. We've had some lows. We've had some highs for me, maybe more than any year in my life. But on behalf of all of us, I'm crying already. I'm sorry. Behalf of all of us at the show, I just want to say that we appreciate your support, your enthusiasm, and not just for watching this year. You literally pulled us out of a hole, and we cannot thank you enough personally for it. This is not an easy, I know there are a lot harder jobs, but this is not an easy job to do. And sometimes it feels like we're spinning our wheels. You see so many awful and destructive acts, all this damage we inflict on ourselves on purpose, and it can make you feel crazy trying to wrap your head around these things that are so clearly wrong. You know, you grow up reading Superman and you learn to value truth, justice, and the American way. And then you start to realize, especially over the last year, you don't know where that all went. You don't know what the American way even is anymore. But when I hear from people who tell me that they watch our show and the shows that my friends and colleagues do on the other channels and that it makes them feel less crazy, it makes me feel less crazy too. And I think that's an important thing. And I also think it's important that we as Americans let our friends in other countries who watch the show on YouTube, on Instagram, Hulu, wherever know that a lot of us are not okay with what is happening. There is still much more good in this country than bad, and we hope that you will bear with us during this extended psychotic episode that we're in the middle of. And we wish you a happy whatever holiday you celebrate, even if it's none of the above. Right, GMO? Right, Jimmy? Okay, thank you. And we are not the only ones who are marking the end of a year on television. The president offered his end-of-year message last night in primetime. He addressed the nation, and you know what? He was in pretty good form. Hey, it's Gary Burr, and I've got a great Christmas present for you. Listen to this. That's what a goose sounds like. But they're flying. Hold on. That's not the president. That is his apprentice. That is our next deputy director of the FBI. But it wasn't much different. The speech last night, he was downright Buzzesque. The president had limited time. His speech was interrupting the season finale of Survivor, so he went a mile a minute. He was shouting. He was racing through the script. It was 18 straight minutes of him yelling. It's like the whole country got to experience what it was like to be Eric in the 8th grade. But while his delivery was erratic, his message was insane. 1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally failed. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. Maybe we'll get lucky, and in a few years, he'll leave us for a younger, hotter country somewhere in the world. There were so many lies. 11 fact checkers died watching that speech last night. He packed a lot of crap into 18 minutes. At some points, it was hard to tell if he was giving a speech or having a seizure on TV. It's a record that won't be beaten by practically, I would say, by anybody. You see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded. The 250th anniversary release they just released that extra. It really just took the wealth from people. And remember that the wages, just look at it. That's why I told you to stay out of Don Jr.'s medicine cabinet. You know, listen, the purpose of this speech was to highlight his alleged achievements over the past year before we find out what's in those Epstein files. Tomorrow at midnight is the deadline for the Justice Department to finally release the files towards the night before Epstein. And all through the White House, they are their stockings to see what comes out. Congress passed a law requiring the DOJ to make the files public by tomorrow. And the law is something our 34-time convicted felon president takes very seriously. Here's my question. So if the Justice Department holds the files back or edits the files and breaks the law, who arrests them? Canada. I mean, seriously, would they handcuff themselves? I have the right to remain silent. The New York Times today published a story that says Trump's relationship with his BFF was far closer and far more complex than the president now admits. It has details about parties at Mar-a-Lago where girls as young as 14 were offered alcohol. There's a story about Epstein with a 14-year-old elbowing Trump and saying this is a good one, right? But that's all fake news, I'm sure. I mean, I can't say for certain that Trump was up all night worrying about this. But here he is at the signing for an executive order expanding medical research for cannabis today. This rescheduling has the potential to change all of that and to rewrite the way that we do research related to cannabis in the United States in 3 ways. First of all, it'll democratize the research process so that all academic institutions research, not just study academic, and 2, give patients and research. I wish the next time he falls asleep on camera, they would all sneak out. They just took that be the best thing ever. Goldie Hawn did wake up long enough to take a victory lap over the unanimous vote to change the name of the Kennedy Center to the Trump Kennedy Center. This is something he's been angling for. Trump said he was surprised and honored by this unanimous vote from the distinguished board. What he did not mention is that he appointed every member of the Distinguished Board and made himself chairman, and now he's putting his name on the building. A spokesperson for the center said the unanimous vote recognizes that the current chairman saved the institution from financial ruin and physical destruction. Again, not mentioning the chairman was the one threatening to destroy the bill. He saved it from himself, and now his name is going to be on it. And as for that claim about financial ruin, since he took the reins at the Kennedy Center, ticket sales and subscriptions have plummeted. Everything is a lie. JFK's nephew, Joseph Kennedy III, is upset. He said the Kennedy Center is a living memorial to a fallen president, and named for President Kennedy by federal law can no sooner be renamed than can someone rename the Lincoln Memorial. To which Trump responded, "That's a good idea. Maybe I'll squeeze myself in next to Abe on that chair. He wants his name on everything. Why stop there? Why not just rename the whole town? Washington, D.C. There you got it. It's yours." And then we have JFK's other nephew, the nutty one, who held a press conference with Dr. Oz this afternoon to announce the government is cracking down on transgender for everyone. Bobby Brainworm and Mehmet the Frog are finally putting a stop to something that almost never happens. Children having sex change operations, which Oz will tell you costs a lot. Shockingly, a phoplasty, the creation of a penis, costs on average in America, according to this data, high quality, $150,000 per child. And I must point out that the creation of a vagina, in that case of a phalloplasty or a scrotoplasty, where you add testicles, that's extra. Yeah, that's how they get you. You think you're just going in for a penis. The testicles, part of a set. Nope, they don't even come in pairs. You pay per ball for those. And then Dr. ceded the podium to the Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services, Mr. Jim O'Neill, who broke down for those who, like him, do not have a medical degree. Men are men. Men can never become women. Women are women. Women can never become men. My God, he's heartbroken. That is one of the saddest mantras I've ever heard recited. Why do I get the idea he's saying that to himself in the mirror every night? Men are men. Men can never become women. You see that? Never say never, Jamie. You have to believe in yourself and you have to be yourself. This is what they're talking about. While healthcare prices for millions of Americans are about to skyrocket, it appears that Republicans in Congress are going to let Obamacare subsidies expire at the end of this month. I guess Trump's still working on those concepts of a plan he's had for 10 years now. At one point during his speech last night, he claimed to have lowered drug prices by 600%, which is a mathematical impossibility. That would mean we would be getting paid to take drugs, which would be nice. I'd be for that. That would be fine with me. But his plan for healthcare right now, his plan is a one-time check for $2,000. That would cover a family premium for January for 1 month. The rest of the year, you're on your own. Just be careful. Try not to touch anything. And the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is doing his best to pretend that this is not their fault. And again, this is just the first of many. We're going to do more of this in the first quarter of next year. Republicans are the ones who will fix healthcare. It is the Democrats who broke it. Right. Fun fact, the elf Mike Johnson weighs more than the real one. Tonight is the 5th night of Hanukkah. President Trump celebrated the Festival of Lights at the White House and reminded those in attendance that thanks to him, people are saying Happy Hanukkah again. When they reclaimed the Holy Temple, they found only a single flask of sacred oil, just enough to keep the menorah's light burning for one night. They wanted that light to burn just for one night. Yet, as the story goes, that small flame endured for 8 days. Do you know that story? Does everybody know that story? No. This is the first we're hearing it. 8 days. You see, that's like a miracle. Only Donald Trump would ask a room full of Jewish people if they know the story of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. Have a great year. We love you and we love Israel. Thank you very much. That's right. The White House should ask Santa for new speakers for Christmas this year. The celebration of Hanukkah is delay. What was that? Did you hear? Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. Not again. Not this year. I'm so sorry. This is Gary. He's one of our writers. He created this ridiculous character called the Hanukkah horn, the magical Hanukkah unicorn that brings cheer at this time of year. And every year he interrupts my monologue with some half-baked bit. What is it this time? What do you have? Thank you for asking. I am pleased to bring you the network television debut of my boy band. You have a boy band? I do. It's kosher pop, or as I call it, K-pop. Hold on. I think that's not that, because I believe K-pop is already taken by Korea. I heard, and we're currently facing some litigation on that. But the holidays cease and desist for no one. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for IBS. Their name is IBS. Yes, IBS is the name of the band. Yeah. Like BTS, IBS, it stands for the Irresistible Boy Squad and nothing else. All right. Do you want to meet the boys? Not at all. No. Well, first, please welcome Kyle Korn. He's the cute one. Shalom, Scotty, want to go for a Naz? Next, we have Yehuda Korn. He's the chilly one. It feels very drafty in here. Can somebody get me a Shaw? And lastly, Marvin Korn. Marvin Korn, he's my brother-in-law, and he's staying with us over the holidays. Marvin, he's not a bad breakup, okay? All right. I can't believe Barbara wants a divorce. Okay, well, it was nice to meet you along. No. They're about to sing. I have to get back to this show, but thank you so much. How ironic that Mr. Freedom of Speech suddenly is trying to silence these poor boys. You know who also wouldn't be letting us perform? Don't you dare say Hitler. Hitler. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. No, Juma, don't be a nutnik. Give the people what they want. Everybody, we want IBS. We want IBS. We want IBS. We want IBS. It's not IBS. I hope you all get IBS for this, all right? Make it quick. Just do it. Get it over with. Hit it. Oh, girl, you got me shing from my head down to my boobs. I spend 8 nights watching you move. Your smile's so sweet, and your clez tastes just right. Your eyes are diamonds, and you took this oh so tight. Baby, I'm a candle. Can you handle? Because you're making melt feelings I can hold in because you're golden like Hanukkah. Girls love boys who can do their tax in front. Come be my little kosher snack. You know I want to feel you. Let's sing. Shabbat shalom. It's the new corn. Come and feed me lodies and let me see your chiz. It's the corny, horny, hand-horny girl. Before we get undressing, we need to get my family's blessing. My Bobby, my Zayde, and Rabbi Herzog, and most importantly, the Drio dog. It's the new corn boy. It's the new corn. Okay, that was fantastic. Oh my God. Jamala, look, our album, it just went count. Congratulations. The thank you. It's chocolate. You want some? No thank you. To the Chanucorn, everybody in IBS.